Hello, Noble people. My name is Noble, and in this video, I'm going to be talking about the things that I want to see most for Deltarune. The future chapters, the weird route, whatever. And this list is going to kind of be different than what you might think. This is not just going to be like, oh, I want this, this, and this to happen. I'm going to kind of have some speculation on some of the themes that Deltarune has set up to make better educated guesses, while other things that I will say will be completely outlandish and have maybe like a 2% chance to happen. But some of these stuffs are just like kind of headcanon or just kind of like fanficky, where I want this stuff to happen just because I think it would be cool, but it doesn't necessarily make it into the game. I've seen some of your guys' ideas of what you would want to see for the future chapters, and this kind of inspired me to make my own video on this subject. So if you guys have even more ideas for future videos, or just want to talk about what you wanted to see in the next chapters, please comment them down below. Without further ado, let's hop into the first thing I would love to see within the next chapters. Gastra. I don't really need to say anything else. So many people, me included, want to see Gastra. Whether that means a full model, a fight, his song, anything. We have very obvious connections to it, and I think people who are saying Gastra's not going to be relevant are probably wrong. I am on the side to think that Gastra is probably hyped up a little bit too much. Do I think he's going to be the big villain? Probably not. Is he related to Deltarune? 1,000,000%. I feel like to kind of overlook him connected, especially with the Goner Maker section in Chapter 1. There's something about Gastra that is going to appear in this game sooner or later. And when we see a Gastra sprite, or he's like, hello, I am WD Gastra, I'm gonna pop off. I'm gonna be so happy. I already know so many other people are going to freak out. Like, I freaked out at the night. So, seeing Gastra is probably gonna blow my mind for like 10 minutes straight, and I will just like stand there and sit here being like, not really knowing what to do, because Gastra, after literally like 10 years of waiting for him, is finally in the game. Flowey or a Flowey related character is something that I want to see specifically in Chapter 5. With us knowing that Chapter 5 is probably going to take place in Asgore's shop and have a big focus on Asgore and also the flowers he has in his shop, there's probably going to be a character like this. Now, obviously, this character isn't confirmed, but I kind of want it because we really don't have a Flowey-like character or Flowey in the game, obviously because Azrael is in this universe, and we kind of have a substitute or kind of a like character for characters that don't exist. Well, we don't really have like a Muffet, but she's a Kickstarter, so it doesn't count, and Lancer can kind of fit the roles that Papyrus would kind of do, but we don't really have a stand-in for Flowey, and I would really like to see that at least some part in Chapter 5. Kara. I want Kara to be a character. Now, that might seem insane, but stick with me. I want Flowey because we don't really have a Flowey-like character, or I just want a character that's slightly like Flowey. I don't think we're just going to get Flowey, but again. But with Kara, we can 100% get them in the game just outright. Like, Azrael comes home and is like, Chris, I want you to meet my roommate. And then just like, greetings, my name is Kara. And we all simultaneously freak out and we're like, hey, because they have such an interesting story, and I feel like there's also a chance to do some damage control on Toby's part. Toby did an excellent job of having the character be portrayed in Undertale, but it got misconstrued with the genocide route, so a lot of people are like, oh, Kara evil, and doesn't really like go any further than that. Like the joke, why did Kara make me do that? Like, that's just a really funny joke, but not many people believe it. But the normal audience who have played Undertale probably will at least some point try and make that connection. Like, I could 100% see some people who don't like play the game religiously or don't have all the details moving up, see this character and think, oh, they're evil, that's a bad guy. I even will probably go have a little bit of a moment when I see them, because they were a kid. Their ideology was to eradicate humans because they wronged them, and then that just get exaggerated when you're doing the genocide route to the monsters. So being able to see that ideology, or possibly a different ideology, when they're grown up and like their own character, would be really cool, and I would love to possibly see them. Now, that might throw a wrench in a lot of lore stuff with Chris, so I don't know if that would happen. I feel like this maybe has a 10% chance of happening. I really don't see this happening. Maybe this would be like a cliffhanger, same with Gastra, where if Gastra were to show up, this would be like a really big thing to happen. But I just kind of, this is more of my fanfic choice, where I would love to see this happen at one point or another in the story. Moving on from very like characters I would want to see, let's move on to something that I want to see related to an already existing character. What you're listening to right now is Can't Hate What You Can't See's rendition of a Susie Meglovania. And I want to see this so much. Whether this Meglovania is main route, whether it is weird route, whatever, I want to hear Meglovania specifically for Susie. Not for Sans, not for like a main villain character, not for Gastra, nothing. I think for Toby to go back and make the pinnacle peak Meglovania he could make specifically for Susie, which is my favorite character and a lot of people's favorite character. She is the main character of Deltarune. So many people agree with that. The development she has gotten from chapter 1 to chapter 4 is going to keep getting all the way to the end of the game. We are bound to have some big revelation happen with Susie sooner or later. And with theories saying that the weird route might end with chapter 5, I would not be surprised if one of the last shadow crystals or the big fight in the weird route is going to be Chris, us, Noelle versus Susie, Rouse, or whoever in a big climactic finish battle. I want to see this so much, and I know a lot of people would lock in as soon as they heard Meglovania, and we're gonna have an insane fight with her. And I feel like Can't Hate What You Can't See's rendition of this is amazing. Incorporating Holy, you're hearing Gerson's theme right now as a part of it, incorporating Susie's old versus Susie theme. I think this is one of the best remixes I've heard of Meglovania. It's not just Meglovania with more instruments, but it's incorporating stuff integral and key to Susie's character all together, and I think this is what I would love to see and be the perfect Meglovania in my opinion. I want the ending of Deltarune to be bittersweet. That is what we're gonna end this video on. I think the direction that the story is going could 100% have a turn to make the ending like a happy ending, but in a game where it's not like Undertale where it has 93 something endings or whatever, it's only probably going to have 2, with the weird route, the main route, and maybe some differentiation from the route if you've like attacked people instead of spared all of the Darkners. But that being said, I think we're not going to have like a fully happy ending where everyone makes it out or everything gets resolved. Keep in mind, Toby got the ending of this game from a fever dream. He has said multiple occasions he doesn't know if it will make for a good ending. All he knows is that the story around it he loves, and he thinks the ending is going to nail into the story already. And considering I've already cried at the chapters 3 and 4, or mainly chapter 4, I'm probably going to get emotional towards the ending of Deltarune. And I really do feel like that a bittersweet ending for characters that we've quite literally have grown to love for like half a decade, or over half a decade by now, is going to hurt us so much, but also make us so happy that the game has finally accomplished what it is set out to do. And that is what I'm going to leave you guys on. stay noble. I had a lot of fun making this video. Let me know if you want to see other videos like this. I'm trying to branch out with different video ideas, but this one was one that I've always had in the back burner and finally was able to make it. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Stay noble. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.